What's going on, guys? EJ here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a video of me installing the Lowrance HDS unit on my Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL. I was looking on YouTube and all kinds of like forums and stuff to kind of like give me an idea for this kind of combination kayak and Fishfinder, but I didn't really find much. But the things that I did find were very helpful on YouTube, so shout out to the people that actually make this content, because it's taken me a long time to get to where I'm at today, trying to go ahead and install it. So I'm gonna document as much as I can. Of course, this is very new to me. I'm gonna be slaughtering the vocabulary when it comes to like parts and stuff for the kayak, but I'm gonna do my best. I think that it's been about maybe 3, almost 4 weeks since I started this whole project, but because I wanted to document this for anybody that comes across the same kind of combination, Fishfinder and kayak, I said, you know, I have to make sure that I do the best that I can, because it's really hard to try to follow some of this videos that have the same kayak but different Fishfinder, or the same Fishfinder different kayak, because everything is so different. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. The part for the transducer was very hard to find, because the transducer for this unit is called the 3-in-1 transducer, and it's a really long unit. It was very hard to find, but thanks to Yak Hobby, everything became pretty easy after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start, and hopefully I can get it today installed and finished, because like I said, it's been like 3 weeks where I'm trying to go back and forth. I actually started this video in the dark ones, trying to install it before I went fishing the next day. Today is pretty much the same thing. I'm going fishing tomorrow in the kayak, and I really want to go out there and check out the unit once installed, but hopefully I have everything that I need. Last time everything went bad. My lights started, you know, going off, and the cameras didn't have enough battery. So we'll see how this goes. So cross our fingers. Sorry about the sound quality. I recently got this GoPro Hero 10. Thank you, babe, for my Christmas present, and I don't have a mic for it, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to hear a lot of wind and feedback and white noise or whatever. But anyways, for those of you who are familiar with the Topwater 120 PDL Sportsman, it's an amazing kayak. I'm going to be installing the transducer first, which goes right there. Oh, you can't see it right there. Right here, this part goes off, this plate, and then I'm gonna be putting the transducer, which is this big thing here, and then I already attached it to the 3D printed part, which is gonna go right there. We're gonna go ahead and start with that. We're gonna feed it through this scupper hole right here, which I think is intended for that, and then we're going to be feeding everything through this line right here. Now I've seen some people that make a hole right here and feed it right there, because it's just one wire, but I don't want to damage this lid, even though it's probably cheaper than making the hole, but I'd rather make something really nice and clean. And we'll feed it through here. We're going to put it all the way through here, and we're going to actually take it out right here. I'm going to be unscrewing this part right here, and I'm going to be making another 1-inch hole right here. I got the Yakattack hull wiring kits. It's pretty cool. It's just what I needed, really. But for this one, it's a different part. It's a wilderness hull wiring kit, and what the difference is that this is like a screw on kind of part. So I'm gonna be putting it through here, and I'm gonna feed it through there. And this one, I won't have access to screw this part because of how narrow it is and how far it is. So I decided to go with the Yakattack hull wiring kit, which is going to give me this little screws, and I'm gonna be having to screw it on, which at the end of the day is gonna be pretty clean. So I'm not mad about that. I want to make sure it looks the best. I actually made this this little box. It's a 1400 box for, I think it's for guns, and it's waterproof and stuff. Not that it matters that it's waterproof, but I just kind of wanted to have something to put the battery in once I, you know, I put it in the kayak. I had to do some adjustments, as you can see, because I just wanted to sit, you know, still, and I had to kind of like cut this parts right here, which is kind of like the support or the feet of this, because otherwise it wouldn't actually go in here. So, and of course you can see this little bungee. I put that bungee so when I feed the wires are not having any kind of tension on the connectors, and they're on this instead, which is just like, you know, added stuff that I thought about in the process. Like I said, I had 3 weeks to kind of think about all these things, and hopefully we can finish this in about an hour or so, because it's freezing. My hands are so cold. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and feed the cable through the scupper hole that I showed you earlier. Right here. Back to the whole 3D printed part. As you can see, the design is pretty cool. It is exactly for this. It slides in so it doesn't wiggle or anything, and then of course you screw it in there, and then it has like a little line right here ready for you to kind of hide the cable in there, so it goes in here. So we're gonna go ahead and make the hole. I think this is like the scariest part for me. There's a lot of people on YouTube that are like, oh yeah, let's make a hole. I know money's not a problem for them, and you know, but being realistic, this is a pretty expensive kayak, so you want to take care of it as much as possible. When we're out there in the water, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we dog them, but when we're talking about like holes and stuff, of course I want to be a little cautious, to say the least. So let's go ahead. Just like that. I'm not a sponsor by any of these companies. All of this has been, you know, hard-earned cash that I have to put into it, but I love it. I mean, when you love the sport, you do whatever it takes. I know a lot of people are probably gonna watch the video and be like, that's too much, I'm just going to, you know, fish from the bank or whatever. But it's stages. You get to a certain stage when you're like, okay, I'm ready for a kayak. I've been fishing for a really long time, and at first I was like, oh, I'm ready for a kayak, I'm gonna buy, you know, a lifetime Tamarack. I think a friend of mine sold it to me for like 150 bucks. I did some adjustment to it, and that was it. That's all I needed. But then of course that grew, that passion grew. I wanted to go in the bay, I wanted to go fish for bigger fish, etc., and you know, it didn't cut it anymore, even though this sat there for 2 years. Shout out to my friend Cheo. He is the one that sold me this kayak, and he gave me a hell of a deal. Otherwise I probably would have never bought a kayak, just being honest. I've been doing a lot of research, like I said, and I feel like this was the best option for this part of the kayak. I forgot the sealant today, so I don't have no silicone sealant or anything like that, but we'll do the best that we can, you know what I mean? That's all we can do. I wish Lowrance would put a longer power cable, because of course I get the transducer part, but the power cable is also important. I feel like they need to put a longer cable. The cable is 3 feet. I don't own a boat, so I'm probably just talking out of my ass here. Like this, because you have to kind of feed that. I'm learning, guys. All this is new to me, so we're already tying this in the back. It's there. All right, so it's time to make the next hole. I have to be careful where I put it, because this is where the seat slides out and in. I'm putting the cables here because once I'm not using this, I can hide them right here. Sometimes we fish for snakehead, and I don't think we need a fish finder for the snakeheads. It's a lot of just very shallow water that we go through, and I think right here will be it. What's the worst that can happen, right? We encountered the first problem right now. It's not gonna fit. All right, let's make it fit. Alright, that's better. There's the first part. I'm gonna try to feed it and see if I can find it. My GoPro's about to die, of course. Alright, that's that. Got this. This is where the battery is going to go. Let's go ahead and mount the Fishfinder and kind of like measure how much of cables I need. So I got the Yakattack mount for my Fishfinder. This is an idea that I got from Bajito. He got this from Harbor Freight, and you can just make your holes. I think it's for guns as well. The GPS working perfect. We're gonna go ahead and power it off. So let's do the final touches. And it's freezing. I'm not very happy with this. For this to be for kayaks, this was Amazon brand, way cheaper, easy to install. This thing right here, I don't even know. You had to make your own cuts on the rubber for the wires to go through. So that has to be sealed. Very frustrated with it. But I'm gonna make it work because I have no choice. So my intentions are to be able to hide the cables right here when I'm not using them. From the looks, it's probably not gonna be as easy as I thought it was gonna be, because of the amount of cable that I had to leave out in order for it to get there, but it's okay. Like I said, we'll make it work. There you go. That's that. To make this as clean as possible, I'm gonna put a sleeve. I got the 1/2 inch sleeve, and we're gonna burn the cut so it doesn't keep opening. Just like that. This is how it's going to look. It looks really nice. I like it. The last part, the battery. Trying to see. I think this is going to be the easiest way. A little bungee for it to stay in the same place. This is how it turned out. This is the part that I'm complaining about. Wiring for the power goes back. Battery in a case right there with a little bungee holding it tight. And this is how it looks inside for the cabling. Just zip tied it right there where that scupper hole is. As you can see, installation is clean. As far as like how I wanted it to look, it actually looks exactly how I wanted it to look. I just came back from a little fishing trip. I put this to the test. The battery worked great. The unit worked great. Everything really outstanding. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. The battery didn't even move, but I'm very impressed. I'm very happy. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but if you learn anything from this video today, I would appreciate it if you give it a little thumbs up. If you consider subbing to my channel. I haven't really been uploading much, but now that I have a little bit of investment into this fishing, I feel like I want to make more stuff. So again, please consider subscribing to my channel. A little thumbs up. And if you want to share with anybody that you think that might benefit from this video, I would appreciate that. Tight lines, and I'll see you in the next time.